Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today I wanted to talk about a discussion I've been seeing floating around recently, which is skipping the 1.5 characters for Ruan Mei or even future characters. Before this video begins, I did make a video about reasons why you'll want Huohuo, Argenti, or Silverwolf, but for those who are on the fence and are looking for reasons why you'll want to skip them, then this will be the video for that. And I'll also go over some of the benefits, of course, just so you guys have a full picture of discussion at hand. If you guys do enjoy videos like these though, make sure to subscribe to see more and also leave a like to support the video. It helps out a lot. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So to begin, our upcoming patch will include Huohuo, who is Wind Abundance, Argenti, who is Physical Erudition, and Silverwolf, who is Quantum Nihility. And 1.6 will include the characters Ruan Mei, who is Ice Harmony, Dr Ratio, who is Imaginary Hunt. I will say off the bat, I do think 1.5 is great for new players, and I'm sure many can agree with this. Huohuo can be your sustaining character on your account. She looks like she'll be a really good solo sustain. Argenti can be your main physical DPS, and Silverwolf has her weakness implantations, which allows her to put an element onto an enemy as a weakness. So if an enemy wasn't already weak to wind, and let's say you have Blade on the team, well, Silverwolf can put that wind weakness on the enemy. So when it comes to these characters, they're really good for new players, and I'll get into that a little more into the video. But for the people who have been playing for a while, it might be in your best interest to actually consider the 1.6 characters instead. Huohuo is excellent if you're lacking a sustain character, but I'm gonna be real, if you guys already have really good sustains like Japard, Fushun, Locha, Bailu, and so on, and they're really built well, then you can highly consider skipping Huohuo, as she is primarily just another sustaining character. Yes, her ultimate is really good. It will give your team energy, but at the end of the day, she is a healer character. Another thing I did want to mention in regards to Huohuo is that her banner, in my personal opinion, is not the greatest. I did say in my last video, her banner kind of sucks. Not that the characters on the banner suck. The characters on the banner, in my opinion, are completely fine. But for the people that are newer players and you want more diversity with your characters, you just want more characters to play with, or you want to make more teams, then this banner is not the greatest for that, because two of the characters on the banner are free 4 stars that anyone can get, which is Serval and Dan Heng. So when it comes to that, I feel like, well, Arlen and Huohuo can be great possibly for your account. If you're really looking for different characters and you don't really want Eidolons on Dan Heng or Serval, then the banner doesn't really have the greatest value. When it comes to Argenti though, he looks great for AOE physical damage, and I do love his design for sure. But if you aren't a fan of his playstyle or how it appears with the stacking of how the energy seems to be, or maybe you have Clara, then your need for Argenti won't be as strong compared to someone who may lack a main physical damage dealer. Or if you already have a bunch of DPS characters fully built that you use a lot, like Zila, Jingliu, Dan Heng IL, and much more, because we have gotten a lot of banners so far that have a lot of main DPS characters, such as Kafka, even Blade. So there's just been a lot of damage dealers. So if you rather have another strong supporter, once again, instead of a damage dealer, then you might want to just consider not going for him either. And when it comes to Silverwolf, she's still an incredible character who has amazing potential when it comes to debuffing enemies and her weakness implantation and all of that. But she has been out for a while now, and she definitely has a few, I guess, flaws, if you can say, since she has released. Her main flaws, of course, that I have noticed from playing her personally and also experimenting with other characters, is that she does lack AoE potential. And from what it looks like, we've been getting a new 4-star every patch now, which is definitely awesome, and it definitely extends the amount of characters you can use on your teams of different elements. Once you have a character built up though of the elements that you do prioritize in the main DPS of that element as well, as long as that enemy is already weak to the element that your main DPS is, then Silverwolf's weakness mechanic isn't as needed, since they're already weak to whatever you already have on your team. But this doesn't mean by any means that Silverwolf is bad. I love using her myself. Her debuffs are very strong, but once you have more element specific supports, damage dealers, and so on, the weakness mechanic can lose a bit of value in comparison to how valuable it was when she first came out. Since when she first came out, a lot of us did not have too many elements, or rather ranging elements. A lot of us did not have an imaginary DPS character. A lot of us did not want to build certain characters. We rather build our favorites. Like, for example, some people I know, they never built Don Hung, so they didn't have a win DPS that they really liked until Blade came out. That just comes down to what characters you do have on your account, how many are fully built when you started playing the game, and much more. If you just now started playing though, picking up Silverwolf will definitely be incredible for you because she makes team building really easy. The main other flaw, as I've stated though, is mainly how fights are very AOE oriented now, or rather that there's a lot of enemies on field. So since Silverwolf is single target, you can't take advantage of debuffing every enemy on the field, like how a character like Pela could debuff every enemy with ultimate, and Pela has definitely been having a rise on team comps as of lately, as she is an incredible 4-star for debuffing enemies. But that's just kind of my thoughts on Silverwolf. Wow. So that's just kind of my thoughts on Silverwolf. Incredible character, but if you have been playing for a while and you have a bunch of characters built up, your account's need may not be as strong for her in comparison to a newer player, and you might want more diversity in your characters as well, which now comes to the 1.6 characters that a lot of people have been talking about. A lot of people have been hyping them up. Even though we don't officially know what we can do with them yet, there are, of course, some things that we do have to note when it comes to those characters. So I've noticed in myself, but a lot of the recent character kits have really been diversifying themselves in what they bring to the table. Topaz is able to debuff an enemy to support herself and follow-up attackers. Bushwin is an awesome sustain, plus she gives really important stats as a buff. For example, the crit rate buff she gives. And even Huohuo is going to be able to give the team energy and attack from her ultimate. So there's a bunch of additional benefits to the characters we have been getting, rather than them only being a sustain or just a damage dealer. So it definitely adds a lot of versatility to them. And I'm sure Ruan Mei will be no exception to this. Ruan Mei will be the first Ice Harmony character, and she will also be our first limited Harmony character, which means she's very likely going to have something new to her. And also, I've noticed it since she is an Ice Harmony character, of using the Planetary Light Cone to buff our current Ice characters is also an option, which can consist of Herta, Jingliu, Yang Qing, and so on. So that's just something I've noticed right away that could be a potential. And depending on what she does herself, it's very likely it'll be something new in comparison to our other Harmony characters. Any of our 4 stars, or practically honestly all of our Harmony characters, can help a team out in some way with their buffs or whatever mechanic they have. All of them though definitely have value, but since Ruan Mei will be our first limited Harmony character, I personally think she'll definitely be able to do something that will be of high value to teams. I don't fully know what she'll do, but I'm personally thinking it will be something new and something very strong as well. We will definitely know what she officially does during Argenti's banner, since that's when we'll get the 1.6 live stream if we are following the current trends we have. So that could help someone's decision when it comes to deciding who they want to pull or skip. The only thing that I guess sucks about that is, let's say you want Huohuo, or you're on the fence about her. You will be in the situation where you're definitely going to have to make a decision on pulling her or skipping her while she is here, because we won't be able to see the live stream information to know what the 1.6 characters do until Argenti. I would probably just wait it out during her banner, see how she is when she comes out, and then decide from there. Then you know for sure, okay, this character definitely interests me. For Dr. Ratio, which honestly, this is probably one of the best names they've ever given a character. If you look at his splash art and look at his hand, they definitely knew what they were doing with this character. He'll be an imaginary hunt character though, and I'm not too sure where to lie my expectations, since he might be a character that's really strong like Zila, or maybe he'll be some sort of hybrid character like how Topaz is. I'm honestly not too sure, but the design in my opinion is definitely top tier. And of course, we'll know what he does later in the 1.5 patch from that live stream. I do want to know though, do you guys think that 1.5 is a huge skip patch, or do you guys like the characters for 1.5? I know a lot of expressed they're going to definitely skip 1.5 for Ruan Mei just because of her design. Ice Harmony sounds very interesting, and also Limited Harmony is really interesting as well. And some just don't really have much of an interest in our 1.5 characters, or maybe they already have Silverwolf or have enough sustains on their account, which at that point would leave Ruan Mei as a really good option, since new Harmony character, very likely she'll be good, so that's definitely something to keep in mind of. I do think personally though 1.5 is a decent patch, but if you have a lot of the things I already mentioned in this video, then 1.6 or maybe even beyond might be in your best interest. And since your Stellar Jades are definitely really limited, just pulls in general are limited, it's best to go for, of course, who you want the most, but also who will benefit your teams the most. Or if you're just gonna pull for the 1.5 characters, how are you currently feeling about them? What does your account really want? And if you guys do want to know the benefits of all the 1.5 characters, make sure to check out my previous video, which should be on the screen right now. And this might help you make a full decision if you're still on the fence. If you did enjoy though, make sure to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and I hope all of you have a nice one. Peace.